Hello guys, once again we're back with another video. This is actually our fourth video of this series. Very proud of myself that I was able to pull that off. So today we're gonna continue to explore these meta tags that we were talking about. That we actually ended up making a brief introduction in the last video. So these meta tags, as I was saying in the last video, if you didn't watch that, actually you have to go back and watch that. I mean, you don't have to, but kind of have to. These meta tags, they affect the web page, the content, how the content is going to be displayed on the web page, okay, on your website. The first meta tag, as you can see here, I'm actually going to highlight it so you can see it. So we have this meta tag, and with this property char set, which is set to UTF -8. Now, what the hell does this mean? Okay, so it's very simple. Here we're basically telling the browser the type of characters that we're gonna be using within our page, okay, within our website. So we're gonna be writing a lot of stuff in our body tag, okay, within our body tag here. So what this is gonna do is basically gonna the browser is going to be parsing through this meta tag and see, okay, he's actually using this set of characters. So I'm going to, you can use like, I don't know how you call it, punctuations, accents, you call them accents, like the little dots, like for instance, the umlauts, for people who speak German, there's a ton of different things that you can do, that you can output, based on this, the information that you're gonna put here. So the char set, usually, most of the times, I think almost every time that you use this char set, I mean, you're gonna use it every time also. So most of the times, or almost always, you're gonna be using this UTF-8. You wanna use this. I mean, there's of course other types of char sets, for instance, the ASCII, but that's actually not very popular right now because it's actually very limited when it comes to the amount, amount of quantity of characters that are in there. So it's very limited when it comes to that. You can, for instance, type the umlaut, the little U with dots on the top. So that's actually basically telling the browser, okay, this is the type of characters that we're going to be using. So the UTF-8 is very rich when it comes to those kind of things. So not only English words, but also German words, Turkish words, or whatever it is. Okay, I don't actually speak Turkish, I'm sorry. So moving on, we have this next meta tag here that says name. This is, this is actually an attribute, and we're gonna talk about attribute and stuff like that in the upcoming videos. I'm just letting you know, because my text editor here is actually highlighted it in a different color just for you to see. Okay, so it's very nice if you're using text editors that have this functionality of highlighting stuff for you. Okay, so that you can see the difference between what you're typing and what is actually part of the actual language, which is a markup language, in this case HTML. Okay, so we have this viewport. Now this viewport, this is basically telling the browser once again that we want to display our information on the viewport. So it's basically a description, like a viewport. Okay, that's the name of this attribute. Now the content, we want to display this content. The width of our web page is going to depend, once again, it's going to depend on the device width. Okay, so regardless of if your end user is using a mobile phone, an iPad, a tablet, or a desktop, the information would be displayed within the parameters, within the characteristics of that device, okay, when it comes to width. So that's basically what this is telling us. Yeah, so this is actually like minimal explanation. Like, you don't have to really worry about these things, because you're gonna actually master this in no time, like in no time at all. This is actually like, these are like the first thing you have to worry about is basically how HTML itself works. Okay, how HTML as a markup language works. Okay, how you can format text, content on your web page. Now, these things are actually important, But when you're just first starting out, you can actually skip this, because you're not going to be able to see the influence that this has on your web page until you actually start using some tags and seeing how certain information is displayed with or without these meta tags here. So very, very important to actually notice that. Just know that, these meta tags, you're going to always be using this. So just make sure that, you kind of, know them by heart, and you spend some time sort of trying to internalize, what they do and what they are meant for. Okay. Meta tag, we have this next meta tag, we have description. Now, this is actually the simplest one, I guess. All of them are very simple, but this is the simplest one. Okay, I like this one. Meta tag name, we have this name attribute. Once again, most of the times the meta tags are going to have an attribute called name and content. Okay, so here, for instance, we have name, viewport, content, width equals device width, initial scale 1. Okay, doesn't really matter what it says. I just wanted to show you guys that most of the times meta tags, not all of the times, but most of the times meta tags are going to have these attributes name and content. Okay, so name, you basically say you have to type the name of the whatever it is that you're going to be putting here. Okay, so this name, for instance, what I'm going to be putting here, what I'm going to be writing here is a description of my website. Yeah, so that's why the name is description. The name, the attribute name, I'm going to set it to description, and the description itself I'm going to be putting here inside content attribute. Okay, I'm going to be setting that inside or within, set that equal to the content attribute. Okay, that's basically a very minimal explanation. Of course, some people might be saying, okay, I don't really understand that. How does that work? Don't really worry about that. We're gonna talk about that in the upcoming videos with more details, and you guys are gonna be able to see, what type of role does this play within our web page. Now, we talked about the title. Once again, if you didn't watch the last video that I uploaded, just make sure that you watch that. Okay, so we talked about the title, which is basically that little tab. It's like, let's actually take a look at that. This right here, as you can see, it says HTML for beginners. So this is the title of your web page. Okay, we can change the title just by coming here and then just replacing this text here. Okay, replacing this. No, we don't want to change that. Okay, the other thing that I want to talk about is called indentation. Now, I struggle to actually pronounce this word. Because I'm not very used to pronouncing difficult words, but programming and web development and programming in general, coding and stuff, it kind of taught me very difficult words that I like them, but sometimes I struggle to use them because they're just, they're just very difficult. But I like this one. Okay, indentation. Now, as you can notice here, I think you have noticed this. There's these kind of spaces that are created here, like automatically. I'm actually gonna just highlight them so you can see. So as you can see, we have these spaces here. Now, what the hell are these spaces doing here? Okay, wouldn't it be better if we just put it like this, like this, like this, like this? I mean, isn't it better? No, it's not. It's not better that way, and I'm gonna show you that in a bit. Now, here's the thing. If you are starting out, this might not make sense for you, but this is actually very important. Your source code, okay, whatever it is that you're going to be typing here, you shouldn't be the only person able to read your code. Okay, if you were to take this and pass it to someone else and say, hey, can you help me out? I'm kind of stuck here. I don't know what's wrong. Maybe that person, just by looking at your code, should be able to say, okay, I'm actually able to read your code and it's very readable. So it's readable. Like the readability, the level of readability of your code, the rate of that has to be pretty high. And the way you get there is by actually respecting these commonly used, best practices in programming. Okay, so this is not just for HTML. This is not just for, creating websites or whatever. This is actually very common amongst in the world of programming. Okay, so you're gonna be using this, you're gonna be accustomed to this in no time. Just know that if you want to type something within something else, you have to indent it just to show that this actually pertains to this block. Okay, so here we have the head tag, It starts here once again and ends here. Okay, starts here at the top and it ends here. Okay, now this meta tag information is actually inserted within, is put within the head tag. So that's why we have to indent it, just to, to show people, not only people, but also, increases your readability, the readability, even yourself. When you come back later, I just look at your code and be like, okay, that this whole thing here pertains to the head tag. It's very easy to read. So it's not only for other people to be able to read your code, which is actually very, very important, but it also facilitates your work. Like if you struggle, now this here is like very simple, but when you start kind of typing a lot of things here, your code can get really messy, and you gotta be able to kind of follow along, like follow your code and be like, okay, this is actually, this part of code pertains to this tag and stuff like that, because you're gonna be nesting a lot of things. So it's very important to be able to distinguish which content, which tags pertains to which element and stuff like that. Now we're gonna talk about elements, tags, and other divs, stuff like that. A lot of different tags. We're gonna be talking about that in the upcoming videos. Now this indentation, once again, is extremely, extremely important. I'm gonna show you just something here. Actually, I think I can't show you that because I didn't save it. Oh my god. Okay, but okay, let's try it. I'm just gonna say paint. Yeah, I had a little I wanted to make a small demonstration of something that I was working on here, but I think I can't. I might be able to show you guys in the next video. Don't worry about it. I'll be able to show you guys in the next video. So let's just finish this video because it's actually getting way too long. I wanted to actually explore some more just about this meta tag here. Okay, so it's very important for you to understand what these meta tags are doing. What role do they play in when it comes to the not behavior, but when it comes to the how your web page is going to be displayed on the browser. Okay, very, very important to know that. Now, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Remember to always keep coding. Take care. Bye.